Okay, so our next adventure is we're getting on the Tehranian metro. We're heading out to Azadi Monument and we have our ticket.
So it was time to jump on the metro and make my way out to the Azadi Tower. The metro in Tehran is really cheap but also really modern and efficient, and they have a separate compartment at the end just for women. When I arrived at the Azadi train station, I found out from one of the locals that I was still a couple of kilometres shy of the actual tower. So I went to jump in a cab, but like everything else, cabs aren't what they seem in Iran.
So you can either take a taxi here or you just jump in the back of a car with anyone who honks and pay them a small amount of money and they'll take you where you want to go. Any white car, stand on the street, someone will honk, get a free lift or pay them a little bit of money, much cheaper than a taxi. Just one of my tips here in Iran.
The Azadi Tower and surrounding area is truly impressive. The name Azadi means Freedom Tower, although the tower was previously called the Shayad Ayamer, meaning the King Memorial Tower, but following the revolution, names change. The proof of this was when I looked around the monument to realise how many of the new flags invented after the Islamic Revolution were surrounding the monument itself.
So here we are at the front of the Azadi Monument. It's one of the famous monuments here to declare independence. We're going to have a look inside of the architecture. Some amazing architecture around this whole square, but the traffic is crazy.
Built with white marble stone from the Esfahan region, there are 8,000 blocks of stone. The stones were all located and supplied by a man by the name of Rahimi, whose knowledge of quarries is known as second to none in the history of Iran.
Well, this is Jason's Journeys and welcome to Tehran and all of Iran. Let's get around, shall we?
The shape of each block was calculated by a computer and programmed to include all the instructions for the building's work. The actual construction of the tower was carried out and supervised by Iran's finest master stonemason, Vamos Fadarani. The main financing for it was from 500 Iranian industrialists, and the inauguration of the building took place in 1971. The tower was built to commemorate the 2500th anniversary of the Persian Empire. This gateway into Iran was named, as I mentioned, the Shayad Tower, meaning King's Memorial, but was dubbed the Freedom Tower after the revolution. It's some 50 metres high and completely clad in cut marble. It's amazing to see and a must to visit when you come to Iran. If you're thinking of using the internet, you better get used to this page. This is saying that the government has blocked the website you're visiting. The government is the only internet service provider, so when you're there, don't expect to be able to access Facebook, any chat rooms, forums, blogs, or check the local news back home. Good luck! Okay, so I arrived back in the centre of Tehran and realised I had to change some money. No easy task for reasons that I'll explain shortly, so I went on a wandering course around the streets of Tehran.
Okay, so one of the great challenges in Tehran is getting across the road. It's like the worst game of Frogger you've ever imagined in your life. Let's see how we get on. Wish me luck. Okay, so at this point I'm officially cactus, just to explain why. Here in Iran, no ATM machines, no cash machines, no visas, so bring foreign money and walk everywhere trying to exchange it. Good luck.
For my own sanity, it was time to get some peace and tranquility, so I headed into one of the major parks, Park-e-Shahr.
Okay, so here we are at the entrance to Park-e-Shahr, which is one of the biggest parks here in Tehran. In the winter it actually freezes over and people ice skate here, but in the summer it's nice to just chill and relax. Let's go and check it out.
If you're in downtown Tehran and need a break from the traffic like I did, head straight into Park-e-Shahr, where you can go ice skating in the winter, though not in the summer when I was there. You can take a boat trip on the tiny lake and enjoy tea or the Kalyan water pipe at the laid-back Sofrakane cafe found inside. It's also a great place to just sit back and watch Tehranis relaxing, which is exactly what I did for the afternoon.
monument you see behind me is to commemorate the Iran-Iraq War from 1980 to 1988. During that time, Saddam Hussein, for the first time since World War I, used mass-scale chemical weapons, using over 3,000 metric tonne of mustard gas. This resulted in the deaths of tens of thousands of Iranian people in many villages and provinces across the country. They're very much into health and fitness here. You'll see a lot of old people shortly, working out on the fitness machines in the park. And like I say, concrete table tennis table, can't beat that.
So if you want to get away from the hustle and bustle for a while, this is certainly the place to be. But eventually you're going to have to leave the park and head back out.
So as we sit here relaxing in the park, it's probably time for Jason's Guide to Farsi, so let's get to it. Good morning, Sobh Bakhair. Good evening, Shab Bakhair. How are you? Holaton Chetori. I'm pleased to meet you, Khosh Vaktam. And importantly, my name is Jason. Esmayman Jason.
Okay, so now that you've got the Farsi linguistic skills down pat, it's time for us to head out of Tehran, because that's all we have time for in this episode of Jason's Journeys. But come back next week when our Iran Odyssey continues and we head out to the following. Over the next 2 episodes we head to some of the most incredible places in Iran, including the city of Isfahan with its beautiful mosques, Shiraz, the ancient city of Persepolis, and then we make our way south deep into the country. The scenery, the architecture is truly incredible, don't miss it. But until then, remember, life is like a bicycle. To keep your balance, you've got to keep moving. That's all for me this week. I'm Jason Ross. This is Jason's Journeys. Bye for now.